time to look at diversifying, innovating, being really proactive about fundraising. So we basically wanted to start this training. And we have Grigory Svedlin, who will be the consultant to take us through the trainings, and will be sharing his experience and knowledge on fundraising as well for the next hour and a half. So thanks again, everyone, for being here. I will just pass on to Geir just to give the ground rules, just to make the next 1.5 hours run smoothly.
Thank you, Judy. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining our series of webinars. And I'll just share my screen regarding the ground rules, which basically is around a few things that I hope everyone can see. So as we noted in the chat box, please keep your microphones muted during the presentations, your cameras off. The meeting will be recorded, and if you have any objections, please write it down in the chat box, and we will ensure that any reference is removed. We'll take a group photo if no one minds about this. So then, of course, let's take our videos on. Regarding any questions, please make sure to put them in the chat box. You can post in your language, and we'll make sure that we'll translate it for our speaker today. And then also regarding the Q&A, if you want to speak out and not write it in the chat box, then please raise your hand using the special button in the Zoom, and we will then welcome your intervention later on. In the main room also, regarding the translation, so we have a translation channel, and we have that in Russian, and so then, sorry, I think it's a little bit. So to use the translation, you have to just click on the interpretation button that you see in the bottom of the Zoom where you're in now, and then you will immediately be transferred into the interpretation channel if you need some translation from Russian into English or English into Russian. And also, if you want to hear only the translation, please then click the mute original audio when you choose between the languages, but there will be an option only for Russian this time. And then also in the main room, due to some specificity of Zoom, I will be also helping our translator with the interpretation of questions from Russian into English when we have the Q&A session later on. That's it for the ground rules. If you have any questions, please post it in the chat box.
Well, then I will start. Hello, everyone. As you have heard, my name is Greg. I work for the last 10 years as head of charity organization Ночлежка, which means night shelter. And we help homeless people in Russia, mostly in St. Petersburg and Moscow. And now we're quite big. We help almost 12,000 people every year. And I will be glad to share my experience and my expertise about fundraising on such non-popular topics as, for example, homeless people, especially in Russia, where charity is quite young, because we didn't have it 20 years ago, I would say. It just started. So I will show you presentation. I will switch between presentation and short video files about our public campaigns. And please feel free to ask any questions. I will be glad to help you as good as I can. And keep in mind that we have not only today's time, but we will have 2 more webinars. Today we will talk mostly about private donations and public campaigns. Next time we will talk about our work with business, different actions with business organizations, stores, and so on and so forth. And the third webinar we will decide together. I think I will make the third webinar mostly according to your requests. Let's start. As I said, please feel free to write your questions, to raise your hands, and I will make breaks every 15-20 minutes to answer your questions. And of course, we will have time for this at the end. I will start. Well, why? So here you can see what is and what was revenues, expenses, and remains of my organization. It's millions of dollars. So you can see that we 10 years ago we were quite small, and most of this money came from abroad, from foreign foundations. It was just a few donors. I think the same situation as some of you, or maybe many of you, can have now. And then step by step, we were together with my colleagues, with my team, we were starting to collect private donations. And as you can see now, we are quite financially sustainable, almost 2.5 million. And here you can see just a few words about our situation, because it's not the main topic, but you can see that during these years, private donations became more than a half of our budget. So it seems that we are quite good at that, and that's why I share my experience. At the same time, it just my experience and experience of I would say 10, 15 more organizations which I consult. It's not more than experience and expertise of these organizations. So there are obviously more ways than I will talk about. We all should understand that that when we talk about private donations, organizations need time to develop such a source. So obviously it doesn't work like that you just hired fundraiser, said, I'm sorry, yeah, please switch off your microphones. So it doesn't work like that you hired fundraiser for collecting private donations, and then just in months or in 2 months, you started already to collect a lot of money. Here you can see how we were developing private donations. Here are the rubles, but it doesn't matter. You can see that it took us quite time. Obviously, we didn't know as much as we do know now. So I think that being properly prepared, and if everything is well planned, then I would say it took it take 1 year to develop private donations. So it's a longer period of time than just fill request to some foundation and ask for money. And also it took more time than to develop connections with business organizations. But at the same time, I think that private donations is, well, it helps to be financial sustainable to your organization. I think it's most financial sustainable source, because when you have, for example, 3, 5, even 10 foundations which help you, it means that if you lose just 1 or 2 of them, you will be in trouble. You will have to cut your team, you will have to cut your projects, and almost the same with donations from business organizations. They're usually quite big, and you don't have a few hundreds of business organizations helping you usually. But if we talk about small sum from private donors, from regular people, for now, for example, we do have, I speak about my organization, we do have approximately 20,000 of citizens of St. Petersburg, Moscow, and other Russian cities. And obviously, it's quite good for our sustainability. We feel ourselves quite safe in financial terms. And also it's collecting private donation is also quite good, because you can work on getting regular donors. So people come to your website, and then and they not just donate you $10, but they are ready to give it monthly. And many now we have approximately 5,500 of people who donate us money monthly, and it's approximately 1/3 of our budget, of our annual income budget. And obviously it's really important part, because we can count on that money not only this month but next year, in fact. So a few words about financial planning, because from my point of view, it's quite important part of fundraising, in fact. So just a few tips. I recommend you to grow your expenses slower than your revenues, and you can see that that's how my organization was growing. So this is our income, as businessmen would say, and this is our outcome. As you can see, our revenue grew quicker than our expenses. The second tip, just plan for the next year, or even better if you plan for a few next years, using logic that if this year we collect such amount of money, then we will be able not only to finance our current project, but we will launch this project as well, this new project which we have for a long time in mind. And if we collect even more such amount of money, then we will launch these two projects. So it's in fact, it's the same idea as it was in the first recommendation, first tip. First of all, just collect money and then decide that you spend them. I've seen many times, and I've made this mistake by myself, that people start to spend money and only then they understand that it's just not enough, and we have to shut down projects which we launched just half a year ago. And last tip, just it seems so obvious, but also by myself, I from time to time forget about this, and organizations which I'm consulting also forget about this quite often. So think about your expenses. What of your expenses can be cut down? For example, like 4 years ago, together with my colleagues, we understood that we spent already approximately $20,000 per year we spent on fuel, because we have cars which provides food to people, we have heating tents, and this heating is provided by special device which also allows. Switch off your microphone, please. Okay, so yeah, we understood that we spent almost $20,000 to buy fuel, and we understood that it's possible. We were quite famous organization already, and we understood that why are we so stupid? It's possible to ask different business organization who just provide fuel for money, gas stations and so on, and we can ask them for fuel, and we succeed, and after a few months of negotiations, we got this fuel for free. So it's the same as just collect donations for $20,000. And as I already was saying, it's really important that your budget is not depending on just a few sources. So I understand that it's quite ambitious goal, but still I recommend you to keep this goal in mind, that in kind of ideal situation, your organization shouldn't have more than 20% of your budget connected to one financial source. And the last one, that in fact it's talking about financial planning. In fact, it's really important that you have some kind of financial safe belt, that you have money at least for a few months of your work. And by myself, I invented that I need from 4 to up to 6 months money as a safe belt for my organization. But then I went to Oxford, and I studied there on a nice course, recommend you, by the way, social finance course. And they said the same. They said that 6 months usually on average is needed to change your work is something is going on, something bad is going on with your fundraising plan. So, talking about the topic itself. First of all, we all should understand that when we talk about private donations, there are two big barriers between your potential donors and you. First of all, many people have lack of trust to charity, to your organization, and you should work on that. The second problem, the second barrier is laziness. We are all human beings, and we are all quite lazy. Our time is really precious for us. So these two barriers, we have to solve these problems somehow, and for the next hour we will talk how. I recommend to be as transparent as you can be. So we have to make people believe in our cause and believe that we spend money as professional as it can be spent. So annual reports, monthly reports, different, if for example, you have some kind of shelter or place where you can invite people, then do such a meetings, invite people, show them everything, and in fact, they will later on work as your ambassadors, because they will talk to their friends, they will post stories about you on social networks, and this one is cover of our annual report. I will send it to you if you are interested, and it's in English because we have now two reports in Russian and in English. Also in this report, you will be able to see that we show all of our expenditures through the year, so people can see how we spent money they donated to us. And it's really important. It's quite routine work to make all of these reports, but it's really important. Also, these pictures are from our website, and later on you can look it through. It has English version. But also, if you will take a look, you will see that we counted how much money we need, for example, for one night's work of this heating tent. It's in rubles, so it's approximately $100, a little bit more than $100 for one night's work, 1 month's work. And here you can see that we counted how much money. That's for $4. So we need $4 to accommodate one person. We need to find this money somewhere to pay for the fuel, to pay salary to our administrators, and so on. I'm sorry that this one is in Russian. It's newsletter we send to our current donors, and you can see that we convert this amount of money which person donated to us. We convert this to how many people were able to wash their clothes in our facilities, how many people were able to get food in our facilities, how many people were accommodated on this amount of money, and how many days people were getting help from our lawyers. So all of this shows that we understand what we are doing, shows that we are professionals. We can't really count your money, dear donor. So you can trust us, and you can keep supporting us, and you can recommend us to your friends. And this is how we build up our reputation, which is the most important thing as I think, for charity organization. So obviously, talking about laziness of the people, and it's okay. It's their right to get to look for easy ways to donate. Because, for example, when I became a director in my organization 10 years ago, the only way for regular people to donate money to my organizations was to come by food, give money to accountant, and that's the only way. And obviously, it's not very comfortable, not very convenient for most of the people. So also, if you will take a look on our website, you will see that we have now Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and many other ways to donate. And as I think most of you know, you don't need to negotiate with all of these services directly. You don't need to negotiate with Visa, with MasterCard, with PayPal. There are different, I don't know, I think the right word for it is aggregators. So there are different platforms so you make one contract with such a platform, and you get all of these financial instruments working for you and for your donors. And also there are, because I think that some of you don't have yet website, or it's not ready for collecting private donations. So it's possible to use platforms. There are many in the internet, and for example, we use from time to time, we use global giving. If you are interested, I can tell you later more about this. So using global giving, as you can see, we also counted how much money we need for each service we provide to people. So people not just donate money for a good cause, but people understand that their money will change at least one people's life. And it's quite a big word, but in fact, I believe that that's how people think, in fact, because really we all want to change someone's life for better. And so you should talk not about solving the problem of homeless people in St. Petersburg, for example, but you should talk about helping concrete people. And if you will take a look again on our website or at our annual report, you will see a lot of faces. It's on purpose. It's because because people are interested in human stories, in seeing real people, not just abstract drug addicts or homeless or sex workers. They're interested in life of Andrei, Dmitry, Raphael, and so on. And it's not only Noshlezhka. My organization makes this. For example, I really like what charity organization from States doing. They're quite professional, in my opinion, and you can visit charity water organization, and you'll see the same. A lot of faces of employees, faces of volunteers, and obviously faces of clients, of people who are getting help. I will make short break here, and will be glad to answer your questions. I can see. Bimal, I'm sorry. Yeah, I will make full page. Sorry, Kim. If any questions you have now, please feel free to ask. If not, we will continue. Okay, let's continue then.
Oh, I just have a really quick question. So yeah, in terms of like humanization of people, I think that's really important. If we look at the Global Fund, you know, they definitely show, you know, how many people are being treated on ART, etc. But for advocacy organizations, how can people humanize like advocacy work?
Yeah, it's really good question, but it's always a problem. But at the same time, all of the laws are written for people, and at the end of the day, this law will work good for people or bad for people, and you can show people who are sorry for my English, who are hurted by this law, or you can show people from other countries who are at the same situation, but the laws are different and their problem is solved. And that's how you humanize this abstract problem, how you show how these abstract laws work on real people. And I always recommend show this face of this law, show face of person who isn't getting help because this law is badly written, and that's why it should be changed. And we work on this as well, because we laws in Russia are quite badly written according to homeless people, and many of our clients really struggle because of different laws, and so we work on this topic a lot. I will continue, and I hope that such a way it will be easier, yeah, for you to look. So together with my colleagues, we always understood that there is a close connection between PR, public relations, and private donations. It's obvious that when some of your volunteers or some of your employees or director of your organization gives interview, and there are a bunch of publications about your organization, it helps to attract attention to people which your organization is helping, but at the same time, it helps you to attract different resources. It can be new volunteers, it can be more donations, new business organizations who maybe later on start to donate you some goods, food, for example. So it seems quite obvious, this idea between this close connection. But when we last year got this research, and at this research, once again, I'm sorry that it's in Russian, but I will translate. So this blue line, it's donations from private donors. How many did we have from month to month last year? And this one, this yellow line, it's how many publications in different media and in social networks we had about my organization. So as you can see, it's almost the same line. So it's not just related your PR activity and collecting of private donations, but in fact it's quite the same type of activity. So it's not enough just to make good annual reports and just to have a good website. You have to do this PR work, and according to this PR work, what doesn't work? So in my opinion, and we all can see a lot of I would say I would call it social advertisement, a lot of YouTube videos, for example, where dying children are crying and asking us for money. And of course, we are human beings, and it's hard to see, and we want to donate money at this moment. But at the same time, we are not we are human beings, and we are not able to have empathy for every child in the world, every people who is hurted by life. And so maybe at this very moment when we see this video, we will donate money, but most of the people won't donate money to this organization which use such methods any time later on. So we all have kind of walls between us and many problems which surrounds us in our life, and we choose whom to help. And in my opinion, this using of guilt, using of pity, it doesn't work. I will later on speak about what works. What doesn't work as well is professional language. And by myself, I was doing this mistake, and I can see this mistake quite often in my colleagues' interviews. That's, for example, when you start to use your professional words when you talk to regular people. Please don't do that. If I will start speaking like on average rehabilitation of homeless person with a long I'm sorry, I don't know the special terms in English, but I think you got the point. You should speak as imagine that you speak to mother of your friend, and she doesn't know anything about your problem, about your clients, about charity at all, and you should describe and make her trust in your cause. And very good exercise for this is to explain your work, what you are doing, just in 10 words. And it shouldn't be something universal, that we are helping homeless people. Many organizations are helping homeless people. Why you should describe to your, for example, to mother of your friend, why what the work you are doing, why it is unique, and really it's quite of kind of homework. I recommend you to spend some time and use these 10 words best ways. You will find out that it's quite hard exercise. Also, when we live our life, when we speak with our colleagues, and most of our colleagues, most of our friends, they are from charity organization, advocacy organizations, and we start to think that, well, everyone knows what we are doing. We work for 5 years already, for 10 years already. We are quite famous, everyone knows. It's not true, unfortunately. Sorry, forgive me for saying that. But I'm quite sure that even very famous organizations in your region, most of the people doesn't know about their existence. And even the people who knows about their existence usually don't remember what the organization is doing. They are helping some children. I don't remember. They're good guys. That's most what you can count on. And also don't try to be liked by everyone, and that's a mistake I can see quite often. I will show you one small video and we will talk about this. Let me know if you don't see or hear.
Мне не разрешают к ребенку в детский детдом приходить, потому что нету прописки.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I will start from this one.
St. Petersburg is Russia's second largest city, in which, as in other metropolitan areas, there's an acute homeless problem. For various reasons, about 60,000 people are forced to live on the street. Our task. The charitable organization Nochleshka, which has been helping homeless people for more than 15 years, has once again decided to bring the attention of city residents to this issue. Solution. At different times, many famous people have lived and worked in St. Petersburg. That's why almost every street has one or another wall plaques. We decided to take advantage of this recognizable city image and launched the Houses of the Homeless campaign. We placed more than 100 unique commemorative plaques on the houses, telling us about those who once lost their homes and had to live in the basements, porches, yards, and attics of St. Petersburg. All of them are made of cardboard, which is usually associated with the homeless life. The project is based on the real stories of people who are looking for help from the Nochlezhka charitable organization. Some of them have been developed into a series of videos which support the campaign. Results. The Houses of the Homeless campaign has caused wide feedback in society and in news media. Dozens of TV and radio broadcasts, numerous newspaper articles, hundreds of publications and reposts in social networks. The traffic of the Nochlezhka Foundation website increased by 2.5 times, and the number of subscribers in official groups grew by 38%. The funds collected in only the first week were enough to provide overnight accommodation for more than 1,000 people.
I'm sorry, someone's microphone is on. Okay, thank you. You can see that when we were planning this campaign, we were thinking that, for example, some people can dislike that we are speaking about problem of homeless about homeless people. We do speak at their own street. We come to them, and it's kind of intervention. And we were a little bit afraid of it, of such reaction, but at the same time, as I said, you shouldn't be looking for everyone's appreciation. So always there will be people who won't like your work, and in fact we didn't plan with such campaigns. We didn't plan to change minds of the people who just want to, I don't know, kill all the homeless people or just move them out of the big cities. And quite often I can hear such ideas, unfortunately. There are such a public campaigns as this one. They are mostly well, with them we are trying to change opinion of the people who in fact doesn't have any opinion. It's so if you will describe it as a scale where here you have people who already support you, and here you will have people who doesn't like any idea about existence of homeless people. So between these 2 points, there are majority of people, and they don't think about your problem at all. It doesn't usually, this problem doesn't come to their mind. And what we doing with such campaigns and with all of our public relation work, we speak up this problem. We start this thinking process in people's minds. And so what are the best ways to start this process? As I said, about real people, not about abstract dramas, abstract problems. And you could see in this video I was showing to you that it was about real people. Obviously, we asked for we asked our clients if it is possible that we will write about them, if we will shoot them and use their image. And obviously some of people are not ready for that, but some of them do. Always for any action, any campaign, we were able to find people to tell their story. Second and third, we were already talking about that you should show to people that you spend their money the best way you can, and you do understand what you are doing. Expertise also means that you should become an expert for the media in your topic. So, for example, you help drug addicts, and we should understand that most of journalists they have just one expert for any topic. So they remember that for homeless people we call Ivan, for drug addicts we call Tatiana, and so on. And your goal should be to become the person who knows a lot about the topic, knows result of the researchers, knows best practices, knows how many, according to homelessness, how many homeless people died on the street last year, last winter, the year before. And if you became such a person, then journalists will start to ask you for comments when some of the authorities told something about your topic. Some of the celebrities told something about your topic. So you will be able to bring up your problem and bring up your name of your organization more often than you are able now. Definitely we have to respect our audience. I always tell to myself and to my colleagues that we are not better than people we are talking to through media, through social networks. I really believe in this. We are not better. Obviously, we do know more about our problem, in my case about homelessness, but it doesn't mean that I'm a kinder person or some kind of saint. Definitely I'm not. It just means that my expertise in this topic is bigger, and I can describe and I can explain people what they are, what they doesn't know or don't understand yet. I can see that we have just half an hour more, so I will start to move quicker. But please, if you don't understand some of the lines, please let me know. This one I think is very important, and I will stop here. So really, many of charity and advocacy organizations, they speak in the language of despair to their audience, and it's very understandable. We all trying to solve really serious problems. We see a lot of deaths, a lot of diseases, a lot of broken lives and lost hopes. But at the same time, we do see some miracles, and we do get some inspiration from our colleagues, from our clients, from our volunteers. And you have to find this balance. It's I'm not talking that you should tell only the stories with the happy end. It wouldn't be fair, it wouldn't be true, because not all of the stories have happy end, and we know that better than many other people. But you cannot translate just despair, because that's the moment when people will decide that, okay, this guy is doing great work, but I have enough of despair in my life by my own. My children are ill, I lost job, or my salary was cut, and so on. So together with sad stories, we really have to translate this hope and this inspiration, and it works better. When our message is that, look, this problem is existing and people are struggling, but together with you, we can change these people's lives, and this world, we can change it to better. We can make it a little bit, at least, better place than it was. And this message, you want to you want to listen such a message. You want to take part in this activity. And that's what the best charity organizations are doing. They making around themselves such small or big group of people who are inspired, who are trying to really to change something. Okay, I donate $10 monthly to this nice people, to this organization, and this foundation really changes situation with drug addicts in my city, and I'm part of this. I'm not just giving money, but I'm part of this changing world for better society. Also, we often think that nothing happening. We just have our regular work, and what do we talk with our audience about? What to write about? And you can see I wrote here for you like 15 topics, 15 different topics, how you can speak to your audience, what about you can speak with your audience. And really, you can think that funny stories about life of your foundation, it's just stories for your friends, but in fact your subscribers of your social networks can be interested as well, and you will find out that such stories usually get a lot of interest. And interviews of your clients, interviews of your volunteers, why this person came to your foundation, why he or she stayed there, and so on. I will not read. I can. I hope you see all of this. Sorry again. So really important part is to appreciate. So any thoughts and any ways to say thank you to your donors and to everyone, in fact, works really well. And here, for example, you can see our Moscow shelter, and I hope you see these signs. It's about different business organizations who helped us. Some of them helped with money, but most of them helped with goods, with construction materials, with ceramics, with, well, all of this building was built not for free, but for a small amount of money, because a lot of was donated. And we always use different ways to thank our donors. And I even had funny story last month. I was showing this shelter to one businesswoman, and I didn't know, in fact, that moment I didn't do my homework, unfortunately, my mistake. So I didn't do research about her organization, how big it is, how wealthy this lady was. And I was just showing her shelter and showed her this wall. And she asked me how many money should she donate to have her sign on this wall. I was very surprised. It was funny, but it really works. People want to, some people, their motivation is to not just to help, but to be seen helping. And obviously it's okay. And I said to this lady that $30,000 will be enough, and she really donated this money, and now I hope will help us from time to time. And also here you can see our laundry for homeless people in St. Petersburg, and this laundry was made with support of this I don't know, it's quite small written here, but this Prachka.com was business organization who helped us to launch this project, and they continue to help. They pay for rent of this facility. So we put here their sign, and also that's one of our ways to thank them. Well, I'm sorry that it's written in Russian, but just a few words. For some of the people, it's important that not that you are talking about yourself, but what others talk about you. And here on our website, we made collection of news which were published by different media sources, and so people can read what this channel wrote about us, what this newspaper wrote about us, and it's important. And you can collect such publications from everywhere and show them to your audience as well. According to public campaigns, I will show you now one more video, and then we will discuss it.
Мне не разрешают к ребенку в детдом приходить, потому что нету прописки.
Мать занималась бизнесом, в банк было заложено 2 квартиры. С кредитом она не рассчиталась. С тех пор я бомж.
There are more than 60,000 homeless people in St. Petersburg. Everyone tries to avoid them, though. There's no one to listen to their stories. For us, the homeless are invisible people. In one of Peterhoff's alleys, St. Petersburg's most visited park, we place 9 mirror-like silhouettes of the homeless. Depending on the angle, they go from being invisible and merged with the background to suddenly showing up. Nearby, we conceal speakers to play back monologues by the real-life homeless.
Как-то выбраться, пока не получается. Без бумажки ты никто.
Вы знаете, страшнее, наверное, на улице, чем в тюрьме. Здесь действительно страшнее на улице.
Я сначала вот шла, я не поняла, кто говорит, зачем говорит, что вообще. Очень грустно стало. У меня сердце просто начало сжиматься, мне так жалко этих людей.
Ведь возле каждой можно еще и услышать историю реальных людей.
Примерить чужую жизнь и, возможно, тем самым стать более терпеливым к бездомным.
В парке люди отдыхают и видят неожиданно какую-то фигуру, подходит к ней и погружаются в историю. В этом-то и есть как раз-таки для нас новый социальный канал общения с аудиторией.
For a week, the Invisible People Alley became one of Peterhoff's landmarks. Yes, the Invisible People got noticed. The event was widely discussed on the internet. Tellingly, the daily amount of SMS donations to benefit the homeless increased 5-fold, starting with the event's very first day.
Just a second, I'll take a look. Yeah, Bimal, you're right, my bad. Yeah, Judy, yeah, exactly, thank you. All of the videos I showed to you and I will show to you, all of it was made with the support of professional organization, advertisement agencies, but at the same time we didn't pay for it. So they made it pro bono, they made it for free. And for the last 10 years, we made, I don't know, I think we made 40, 50 public campaigns, different ones in St. Petersburg, in Moscow, in the whole country. And never we didn't pay a penny for this creative. So always these agencies were helping us for free, and why are they doing it? Well, I would say that there are a few reasons, but the first reason is that good people working there, and you should find such a people, and you should inspire them with your idea. In fact, this the problem which we are solving, and our inspiration on solving the problem is our main resource. And so I understand that it's easy to say come and inspire someone, but in fact that's how it works. You come to maybe this guys you were studying in school with them, maybe some of your friends know someone in this agency, so you come there and then you start talking, you start use these 10 words we were talking about, you start explain why why life of your projects is so important, and what will happen if your shelter won't work, if providing of food won't happen. And usually, in my experience, usually such a way you find people who are who really take your problem and your speech by heart, and they say, okay, we here, we just help to sell clocks and I don't know, clothes, but it's just money. It doesn't bring any good to the world. And you guys, you are doing really important things, and we will be glad to be part of this. And such people became my friends and friends of my colleagues, and they start to help from time to time. And that's how most of these campaigns were invented. And also, it's really important to understand that advertisement, it's not an art. It shouldn't be liked even by you. The only measurement of advertisement if does it work or it doesn't. So if you want to increase your donations, then the only measure is did it grow or it didn't grow. And also quite often I see that different public campaigns, they are really liked by your friends, by believers of your organizations, but it's quite narrow field, and that's a common mistake. And you should understand that you do these campaigns not for the people who already support you and who already believe in your core, believe in what you are doing, but you are doing this for this majority of people I was talking about, for people who doesn't have yet strong opinion about drug users, about homeless people, about sex workers. They haven't decided yet if all of the homeless people should be moved out of the city, or all of the homeless people should be helped to get back to their ordinary life. And that's your audience. So that's what I wrote about Don't Preach Among Believers, because believers, really, you already got them. And also it's very important to look at your idea by your own, not by your own eyes, but by eyes of your audience, by eyes of this mother of your friend I was talking about, your colleague from your previous business work. So by eyes of the people who doesn't know a bit about charity, about the problem you're solving. So just keep this in mind. And also we will talk, I think, more about public campaigns in our third webinar, but please keep in mind that it's not possible to change public opinion with one public campaign. Usually it works like you have newsletters for your current donors, you have social networks, you have website, you have one employee or one volunteer whose work is to know all of the social journalists in your city or even in your country, and you or this person, your employee, became in fact a friend, fellow of these journalists, and keep connection, and asks them to invite them to your actions, to opening of your new projects, so to make a story about interesting person you are helping to, and so it's all of this together, kind of routine PR work. And from time to time, you also add these public campaigns to this work. So just don't think that 1 or 2 or even 3 public campaigns will be enough. That's what you have to do really on a daily basis. So really you have to do this from time to time.
Hi, Greg, sorry, I've just realized we've got 10 minutes left. So just thinking we should probably have discussion, or there's also some questions in the chat.
Yeah, I will be glad. If we will have enough time, I will show you one more video, which
okay, can we start with questions first, because I think people may have other things to go to as well. But from Jerome, he asks, are there any laws allowing you not to pay any taxes on donations?
Well, in Russia, we do not pay taxes on donations, but at the same time, there are many countries where it's financially easier to donate money, so where donors get a reduction of taxes.
Okay, Jerome, I don't know if you want to ask a follow-up question or if that was clear.
No, that was it. The point was whether companies were able to cut taxes, because that's quite a big incentive to get the donation. So thank you very much.
No, unfortunately in Russia it doesn't work yet.
But it may be in some countries that, you can do a tax write-off, especially for individuals, I've heard anyway. I just see, Kohler also has his hand up.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I really appreciate it, and I've learned a lot. I only have just one question, or let me say 2 questions. I've involved in crowdfunding in the past. I've helped a friend that is to treat, I think, kidney problem in the US, and use, I think, global giving for that, and it was fine. We raised some amount of money that time. But this time, in Nigeria, we're still battling with the impunity laws against drug use and drug users. And I want to know if it is possible, if you think that the campaign, yes, every campaign needs to, we need to bring emotions that people can connect with. But I want to know if it is possible to use this campaign to raise funds for drug-related issues. I don't know, maybe you understand what I'm saying.
I think, Kohler, if I understood you right, you were asking if crowdfunding is an effective way to raise money for drug-related issues.
Yes.
Drug policy, drug user organizing.
Yes. Thank you.
Definitely collecting money for helping drug users is quite an ambitious goal, and quite hard. But at the same time, when I came to this homeless sphere, all of my colleagues were thinking the same about homeless people, that it's not possible to raise money for helping homeless people in Russia, because in Russia, everyone thinks that's their own fault, and why should we help homeless people? So it's, in my opinion, sorry for saying that, but I think that's an excuse. Usually it's definitely hard, but it's possible. And if it's possible to raise money for homeless people in Russia, I think that it's possible almost everything. It's possible to raise money for drug users. It's possible to raise money for I don't know, for sex workers. Definitely it's possible. It's definitely it's harder than raise money for children which are dying from cancer. That's how human instincts works. But definitely it's possible, especially if you will succeed to show real humans and not just drug users, not drug users, but real person with real name who is struggling, who needs help, and we all can be on her or his place, and or our children can be there, or friends, our colleagues can be there. So yeah, I think it's possible. It's just unfortunately harder.
Thanks. I'll just check if there are any other questions. So Simon has got a question. How do you avoid the drug user stereotype?
It's the same. We also help drug users, homeless people, and we have special shelters now in St. Petersburg and in Moscow for homeless people with addiction to drugs, or usually to alcohol. And what we do, as I already many times said, we show real people, and it's easy for people. It's easy to say that, well, all of the homeless, it's their own choice, it's their own fault. For all of drug users should be punished for their behavior. But when you show real people, it's really hard to say that this Greg should be punished for his behavior, this Andrei should be punished, this Ekaterina should be punished. No, when we show real people, I've heard many times that people start to say something like, oh, okay, Ekaterina, well, she's not homeless. In fact, her life went the wrong way, and she was mistreated by her husband, and well, she is not homeless, she is a person in need, and I will be glad to help her. But all of other homeless, there it's their own fault. But Ekaterina, it's different story. So that's how human brain works, and our goal in public relation is to personalize this abstract problem. So show faces, do storytelling, publish interviews with your clients, invite people to your shelters if it's possible, and if your clients are ready to speak to other people.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, there's at least a couple more questions. So from INPUD, how should we start, or from what is the starting place for fundraising, or what would your advice be of the number one place to start?
Yeah, I would say that you, as I said, it's quite a long journey, and you won't be able to get result in months or two. But what I would start, definitely you or someone in your team should start social networks. So I don't know which network is mostly used in your country. Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Maybe it's TikTok. But you should be presented there. Your organization should be presented there, and it's daily work. You at least I would say 3-4 times per week you should write something. And I've showed newsworthy events on slides. So the second step, as I already said, you should get connections with social journalists in your region. So you have to know all of them by person, and they should know about your organization, about problems you are solving, and you have to get their emails or their Facebook profiles, and 1 or 2 times or 3 times per month you have to connect all of them and send them newsletters, just 1 or 2 news about your organization, and maybe they will pick up some stories from there. So that's step number 2. And step number 3, you should start to collect all of the emails from the people who are donating money to you, or people who was volunteering in your projects. So you have to collect all of the emails from all wherever you can. You can ask your subscribers in your social networks also to give emails. So you have to collect pool of email addresses, and also someone in your team should write letters to these people at least once a month, better 2 times per month. And because important thing which I forget to say, that in fact fundraising, in my opinion, it's not about money. Fundraising is about relations, and you have to establish these relations to grow this relation and this trust between potential donor and your organization and you. So you have to grow this trust and these relations, for example, by regular newsletters. And you should be honest. As I said, you should respect your audience, and if you made something stupid, then just tell about this. It's also in fact, it will earn trust of the audience. That's very, very shortly.
Thanks. There's just a couple of questions about how you deal with the police.
Well, we from time to time, we and our clients, homeless people, obviously have problems with police. Well, we have now we have lawyers in our structure, and they help homeless people which are mistreated by police. Before, when we didn't have enough money for lawyers' salary, it was pro bono help. So professional lawyers helped us for free because they believed in what we're doing. And that's sad reality where people are harassed by police, but that's the world we are living in, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a last question, I guess, about how to organize on the International or Drug Policy Harm Reduction, but Drug User Organizing Fund. But I imagine that's a lot around, you know, building a stable source of donors. It would have to be business or governments to contribute to funds. And there are examples like the Red Umbrella Fund for sex workers, but I'm sure it's a long process.
Yeah, it's a big question. The idea is great. I will be glad to answer, and I think better will to use it later on privately, just because it's a long answer. And please keep in mind that I will be glad to answer your questions, follow-up questions later on. It's possible to connect me, and Kim and Judy will send you my email and my Telegram channel. So please feel free to contact me. And I also can see that there is a remark from Tatiana. And Rilko Foundation, they are great organization. I know people from there. Yeah, there is such a Moscow organization. Okay. Well, Judy, what do you think? Should we?
Yeah, I'm just thinking in terms of time, and don't want to take up people's time too much, and that there will be another series. But I was thinking, if people, you know, want to give feedback just in the next couple of days for the next trainings, anything specific, you know, that people want to focus on, you can just write to us, write to me, and, you know, we'll have a debrief session before the next.
Yeah, definitely. Please feel free. Feel free to critique. Feel free to send requests, and we will add what you need to the second and third webinar. We'll be glad to answer all of your questions.
Yes, I think, Greg, you also said, yeah, if people have any specific questions, they could write you.
Yeah.
If there was any specific about fundraising or any more detail about a method that you raised that, you know, would be okay to contact and feedback. Yeah, definitely. I will. All of you are doing great work, and I will be glad to help you as good as I can. So I will be glad to share everything with you. And I didn't have enough time to go into details, but my organization is really very transparent one, and we are glad to share everything we can, except money, of course, but all of the expertise, all of the experience, we are ready to share. And really, you can find a lot on our website. As I said, it has Russian and English version. And really, we as organization, we do not hide even salaries of our employee. You can find even that on our website. So yeah, please feel free to take everything you need.
as much as you can.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Gregory, for sharing all your knowledge and tips as well. And we'll share the PowerPoint slide after the 3 trainings as well, if that would help people. And thank you everyone for joining. The second series will be on the 15th of December. I think it's 1 p.m. CEST time to 2:30. But we'll send those details on to everyone as well, and a calendar invite and the Zoom link. So hope you can join us then. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yes, a picture. I forgot about.
Thank you. Спасибо, Григорий. Спасибо.
Yeah,
Picture.
let's do a picture. If
Yes.
Kim, could you help with that? Great. If everyone can just turn their cameras on. Kim, if you could direct us if you know how to do it.
I have never taken a picture.
Taken picture. Подожди. О. Input. Yes.
Or Gaia, I think if we go to the gallery view, if you go up to the gallery view and I think a screenshot.
Or is it just a screenshot?
I think
Sorry.
so.
I've never done this before.
Now, so let me try. The screenshot isn't working.
I'm sorry, I've never done this. I should have.
I made one. I will send you.
Oh, great.
Oh, wonderful. Thank
Totally
you.
technology. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a good rest of day, and please feel free to shoot out anything, any questions, etc.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Спасибо. Thank you for translation, Judy.
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
as well for the translation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Всё. На связи.